say we cut the chit-chat a-hole.
This year we're going to grab the bull by the balls and kick those punks off campus.
Well, looks like the cows have come home to roost.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Entertainment.ie movie show, the 100th episode, no less.
Yes.
The 100th episode. So we got rid of Brian O'Brien and Dave O'Shaughnessy.
Hey!
Deadly. We've got a competition this week. We've got an Entertainment.ie goodie bag. You can win it by commenting below if you're watching on Facebook and telling us what movie franchise Robert Pattinson is famous for starring in. He played a vampire. He was all sparkly and shit. You know the one I'm talking about. As always, joined by Dee Malumbi.
Yes.
And the aforementioned Dave O'Shaughnessy. Dave, thanks for dropping in this week.
Happy to be here.
It's a marquee episode, Dave. Marquee episode. So
Marquee
we were like,
guest.
Marquee guest in a marquee episode, because we were like, I can't wind Brian up, but like I like to get every show off by like winding Brian up, just getting it started and just watch him exhale loudly. You know?
It's a shame he's not here for this one.
It's a shame he's not here. I'm sure he's watching in Boston or something like that. With his mates, the happy pair, been like shaking his fist. Anyway, one of the biggest films of the year is now in cinemas.
Yes.
Paling in comparison, I have to say, to the Thor Ragnarok reactions. There's a montage at the end. You're going to see me trying to get that right. I'm getting it completely wrong. So Justice League is out. Reactions have been decidedly mixed.
Yeah, and it's okay. Like I can see why it's mixed.
That's it. Just go.
End of show. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Wouldn't it be great? We talk about movie quotes on posters all the time. Like you know, say 4 stars, 5 stars of just Dee Malumbi. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. 3 stars.
Yeah.
Shrug emoji.
So I mean, it's definitely got its flaws. I mean, at the start of the film, you definitely get that whole. You know how Zack Snyder always tries to be kind of dark and gritty with his movies. You know how he did it with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and I was kind of wondering, why is he doing that again when that film got such a bad reception, and like part of the criticism was on that basis. So it starts off with that. It does get significantly better about halfway through the movie when the team actually kind of form and get together. And I thought that they had really great on-screen chemistry. I thought that each of the 5 of them was like really great in their part individually. Like the characterization of Wonder Woman annoyed me a little because obviously she had her solo outing earlier this year, and it is kind of a slightly more watered down version of her character in that.
Is that what happened here a little bit? I don't think people were expecting Wonder Woman to do as well as it did, and to be easily the standout movie in the DC universe. So far, even in terms of box office as well. But I think you're talking about Zack Snyder. I think they were already in production on Justice League when the shit hit the fan with Batman v Superman, basically.
Yeah, well, I know that she went into filming kind of direct, like pretty much straight after Wonder Woman. She went into filming for Justice League, so they were definitely they had like their script and everything at that point. So it does make sense why she'd be a watered down version. But I mean, given all the production context that it's coming from, the fact that sadly Zack Snyder's daughter passed away, so then Joss Whedon had to take over the post-production and they had to do all those lengthy reshoots and everything. Henry Cavill had a mustache at this point.
Henry Cavill? Is that how we pronounce it?
Cavill.
Have I been pronouncing it? I was like, sorry.
I don't know.
These articular. Have I been pronouncing it wrong all these years?
I don't know.
It says a lot about you, though, that I assumed I was doing it wrong the second you said it like that.
I'm not sure. Jeez, I haven't really thought about it. Maybe it just came out fancy because I was imagining him all like gentlemanly in my head.
Sir Henry Cavill.
We're just going to call him Henry Cavill from now on. Joe, I heard that, and you can tell me whether you notice this or not, but I heard the other way he was filming Mission Impossible 6 and they had to go back and do reshoots. And he had a mustache from Mission Impossible 6. You can apparently tell it's been CGI'd over.
There was one shot where it was really like his mouth just looked kind of, there was something kind of, the uncanny effect when it just looks a bit kind of funny, and I was like, why was that? And then I remembered about the whole like it
that's a bit ridiculous when a film costs $250 million to make that they can't Xerox out a mustache properly
when they've got so much money going on like flying insect things.
I'm
just judging from the trailer.
I think it just looks like there's way too much CGI, and that was a criticism with the villain in Batman v Superman as well,
and Wonder Woman.
You liked Wonder Woman.
I loved Wonder Woman apart from the book-ended DC shoved in superhero bits that were over the top and ridiculous. But the middle of it was great, but I have a feeling that all of this is CG over the top nonsense. I've seen clips and even the CGI looks bad.
It's not. Yeah, it's kind of
video gamey.
I don't know. Like it works to a degree. I do like the fact that it is 2 hours long, and that it is kind of very concise and it gets to the point and everything, you know. But I felt like even in that 2 hours, they were kind of cramming in a little too much. I can't go into it because I know that people are so paranoid about spoiler territory, so I can't say, oh, this person shows up and they go
DC
here.
Fans are coming on the side sometimes.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with that.
Big fans of Brian, go on.
But yeah, they did pack in a lot. But like I said, for me, it was fun and entertaining for that latter half when the team actually get together. So it was grand.
Let's talk about the cast a little bit before we move on to Good Time. Robert Pattinson.
Yep.
Who's a standout? Ben Affleck's getting a bit of crap. You always Ben Affleck just always seems to get his balls busted.
That's Ben Affleck for the last 10 years. It's like
every
role.
Says something stupid.
Since Argo, kind of like that. That's the last time we
it?
kind of liked him for anything.
Yeah, it's a bit. So okay, in terms of the cast, Affleck actually got kind of decent reviews for Batman v Superman. We've already talked about Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman. What about these other kind of peripheral characters? Aquaman's getting his own movie too. Cyborg.
Jason Momoa is just really awesome. Like everything he does on screen, he just looks really immediately cool doing it. So he's great. Ezra Miller as the Flash.
He's deadly.
Yeah, he's awesome. His function in this is kind of the comic relief, which at times feels a little forced, but I mean, he's kind of really, you know, much like the other actors. He's just got this really kind of natural likability about him. So eventually you kind of do warm up to him and kind of the cheesy lame ass jokes he's given to deliver. So yeah, they all do kind of work. And then there's Ray Fisher as Cyborg. He was good as well. And even Ben Affleck as Batman. Look, I thought that he was fine. Like what he does have is just that really strong presence that you need in like a lead actor. Exactly. Like unlike say when I was talking about Professor Marston the other week, I don't think that Luke Evans has that, for example. But Ben Affleck, I don't know, he has his moments in this. Like there are some cheesy like shots when he's kind of fanboy looking at Superman, so that was kind of good crack. But he does look a little bored in some shots, which is worrying. Well, he really wants to get away from the franchise from all we've been hearing
I was going to say
recently.
that, Dave. I was going to say, where do you think Ben Affleck goes next? Like, I mean, obviously he's directed movies, but he's just had his first flop as a director, Live by Night. Every film before that he directed had been really strong.
Yeah.
Gone Baby Gone's one of the best debuts from a director I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, he was lined up to write, direct, and star in the Batman standalone.
Yeah.
Now he's just starring in it, if even. Like he's trying to he's completely pulled back because of what was it? Live by Night.
Live by Night.
After Live by Night. Yeah. They were like, okay, maybe you don't have to do everything. I don't know. I feel like maybe this was the bad decision from the start that he maybe convinced himself he could do, or maybe the money was so good that he did it. And it's actually had such a detrimental effect on his life and his other works that he needs to just get out of DC altogether and let Batman die and let someone else, a Robin, come along or something else. Just do it differently. That would probably be the only way he could get out of it.
I know that's it. If they want to keep that universe, you know, they're going to have to figure out a plot mechanic to bring in a new Batman for the Matt Reeves movie, and then you keep the same Superman, you just reboot the whole thing. But then you're like, oh well, Wonder Woman's really good and doing really well, and it's going to be a huge franchise. So it's a difficult one to know what to do there.
Yeah, it's kind of like with X-Men and Wolverine. Like X-Men was like trucking along. Then like the Last Stand was terrible, that Brett Ratner one. Yeah. First Class was all right, and then because of the cast in it, it kind of kept going. But then the Wolverines kind of overshadowed it with Logan, which was spectacular in the end. They were the best one of the entire series. So they might just end up doing a Wonder Woman like this quietly.
Yeah. That's a fair
silent
point.
smotherings and all the other
kind
movies.
Of like Hugh Jackman was the breakout star of the original X-Men by a long shot, and Gal Gadot appears to be the breakout star of this universe, this franchise by a long shot as well. Yeah. So we'll leave it there. We'll move on to Good Time now. Grand. That emoji, 3 stars. It's kind of fine. I think people are going to go and see it anyway. I still haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, so I'm going to go see that this weekend instead. Okay, Good Time D quickly.
Yes.
This one got phenomenal reviews around the film festivals.
Yes.
I've interviewed Robert Pattinson a couple of times, and he's the sweetest guy. He always just seems genuinely like ugh. And to be fair, it was in the middle of like the Twilight carnage and stuff. So he looks like he gets an opportunity here to act, and by all accounts, he's very good at that.
He's really, really excellent in this movie. Like I just kept forgetting that this is the guy from Twilight. Watching it, I forgot that it was even kind of a movie. You know, when you get like so sucked into a movie world that you forget it's a movie and you're just kind of watching like real life take place. It's that good. Wow. In this film, he plays basically there's him and his brother is kind of mentally challenged.
He's one of the co-directors.
He's one of the co-directors as well, and he's really good in this as well. But the brother ends up landing in jail, so Robert Pattinson has to gather up $10,000 to get him out, and he only has one night to do it. So it's quite a fast-paced thriller. It almost all takes place over this one night that he has to gather up the money, and it's really good. It's a really kind of engaging, compelling thriller. you know, which I haven't seen in a while, like a really, really good thriller.
You have to be such a strong actor to pull those type of roles off.
Yeah.
You really do. You've seen a kind of Ryan Reynolds and Buried, like Colin Farrell in Phone Booth. The films might not have been as good as they could have been, but you know, in terms of presence and in terms of ability, there's nowhere to hide for an actor on screen.
He's doing all the heavy lifting.
Exactly. I mean, it pretty much is all him throughout, because there's some characters that kind of come and go, like Jennifer Jason Leigh is in this as well. She was in The Hateful Eight, and Barkhad Abdi, which I haven't seen him in anything in ages, and he was amazing in Captain Phillips. So I hope he still keeps getting jobs.
I'm the captain now.
He's the captain now. He was in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, he was in Blade Runner 2049.
He was the guy who sold the fake IDs. Spoiler if you haven't seen that.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, but he's getting
these
really
for an
like
Oscar. He's nominated for an Oscar for Captain
Phillips. I know,
Phillips.
it's crazy that he's only getting like these tiny like roles.
Yeah,
since.
it could be one of those things. I think he's going to be one of those character actors that just works forever. Definitely going to watch that. I like to look at that.
Yes.
Dave, Audrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, Ingrid Goes West.
Audrey Plaza.
Ingrid Goes West has a really strong Rotten Tomatoes score, and I'm kind of baffled by it because, again, like the other two movies we're talking about, it's a bit of a like the premise is that this kind of woman who's like Instagram stalked someone moves to California and then just Instagram stalks someone else.
Elizabeth Olsen.
It's Aubrey Plaza, and Elizabeth Olsen is like this like glamorous Instagram famous person. And she kind of just sort of like single white females her way into her life, but it's billed as a comedy, but it's so real and so present, and you can see the traits of maybe not yourself, but of other people you know and other habits of things that she does to get into the life that you're frightened by it. So it's that uneasy thing where you're like, I'm laughing because I'm so uncomfortable and I don't want to watch this movie anymore. Like I honestly didn't want to finish it, which is a hard thing to do. Almost kind of when it's like The Killing of a Sacred Deer, where you're like, oh, this is not enjoyable, and I'm just watching it and waiting for it to be over.
Yeah.
That's the kind of feeling I had on it. Now she's fantastic in it because she doesn't play it for laughs. She's being in her obsession and everything she's doing, and it's justified and it's rationalized out, and like she doesn't go into it. She doesn't have a big moment where she's like, this is the reason I'm doing this and I'm sad, really. Like there's nothing like that. You're given hints about why she's acting the way she does.
To the audience.
Yeah, so it's interesting in that way. And the cast are great. Like Elizabeth Olsen
she's amazing.
Is amazing as this really
River.
vapid Instagram famous, just chasing things.
We all know some.
Yeah, like she's got a brother played by Billy Magnuson who is just this like buff blonde like asshole, like, and he just plays it so well that you're like, oh, you're a real life asshole, not just like a comic movie asshole. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is Aubrey Plaza's love interest in it, but again, it's grounded as a weird whole subplot character arc with him about Batman that's quite funny, but then it's layered on top of the fact that like this entire movie you're watching her stalk someone and try and get into her life and all the mad things that she's doing, and you're just like constantly made uncomfortable like up until the very 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 end, and you're left going like, oh, okay, right, that's the movie, okay, and it'll stay in your head because you'll be freaked out by it. But I can't recommend you go see it and enjoy it because it's not necessarily enjoyable. It's a very astute look at our culture now with a lot of young people, and it's kind of like a warning lesson, but it's also like scary.
Yeah, I mean, so Plaza's fantastic. Like
she's amazing, and she is amazing.
She seems to be completely off kilter as well in interviews, and it's hard to tell whether it's an act. It's hard to tell whether she's genuinely like that.
Yeah,
because you've seen so many comedians do that over the years, where they go on talk shows and they're kind of a parody of themselves.
Yeah.
So, but she can actually and she couldn't Parks and Rec as well. She was always good. Parks and Rec.
She's definitely she acts her balls off in this. Like, it's
but it's one of those you're kind of not sure whether you should recommend people see it though.
Yeah,
because you're kind of like, oh.
Yeah, I just was like there were bits, and I was just kind of like, I was like, oh godding out loud. You know that way when you're like, oh god, oh god, like you're like, ha ha, oh gosh, is it over? Like, yeah,
those kind of uncomfortable moments.
Yeah, and sometimes like if there's a payoff, you know, sometimes that's worth it.
Yeah,
then, but not that there's no payoff, but you're just like, oh yeah, that's probably what would happen in real life. Yeah.
It's horrible, and I don't feel right about it.
Yeah,
we've been taken on a roller coaster this week with all the films, lads.
Yeah,
haven't we? Like, there's a whole lot going on this week. Probably
I'll have to see.
No, everybody's going to everybody's going to ignore all the counter programming ideas and just go and see Justice League. Probably anyway.
Well, hopefully not. It looks crap. I think it's terrible.
Doesn't mess around.
The movie of the week for me is Good Time. I would recommend go out and see it if you can.
If you're going to see anything that's in the cinema at the moment, what would you recommend people go and see?
Oh, anything.
Call Me by Your Name. Yeah.
I heard
that's amazing. Call Me by Your Name is fantastic. Yeah.
Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
He's deadly. I really like him as well. So what about you, Dee? What would you recommend?
I really, really like Good Time, so I would
Time.
recommend that. Or like if you're looking
small
for
release?
something,
Do people need to find it?
I think it's IFI and Lighthouse. I'm not sure.
So it's
It
around
might
the
get
country,
like a
sorry
wider.
about that.
Yeah, sorry. But it might get. Oh wait, it's actually also online on demand.
On demand.
So there you
So
go.
you can purchase it legally.
You can purchase it legally, and I recommend you do. Or if you're looking for like a funny movie to check out, Thor Ragnarok is great as well.
Good crack. That's what I'm
Yes.
going to do. I'm going to take your advice, Dee. So as you mentioned at the top, it's the 100 episodes. Doesn't time fly when you're having a crack?
It does.
David Shawkins normally sitting over there like, eye rolling at the
Absolutely.
horrific banter.
It was like giving Brian side eye, trying to wind him
In
up.
general, just wind him. What are you looking at? And then Brian's actually stopped giving people shout outs during the show. Remember he used to do that? He'd be like, that is Drake Hassan over there, Fiona Flynn over there. Then he'd like name check them like a boy
Whatever
line.
comes into his vision, really. Like burger.
Food, I'm hungry. Squirrel. Anyway, Charlotte Reed, who does an awesome job for us in productions, cut together. I don't know. Do we call it best of? Like, what do you call this?
Blooper reel.
It's a blooper reel. I've seen this. I mean, the whole show is kind of a blooper reel anyway. But sure, look, have a purchase. We really appreciate everybody who watches every week and everybody who downloads and comments and everything else. So thanks so much, guys. And here's to 100 more. Hello, welcome along to another edition of the Entertainment.ie movie show. I'm joined, as always, by Brian Lloyd and Dee Malumbi. We've done that many shows at this point. Now. It's just pure synchronicity. Thor Ragnarok. All right, Brian. I'm
just saying, like, get it right.
It's like watching your friends just rip it out of one another.
Some friend as I'm winding them up. Like, I'm totally enabling them.
Like, it's well, Dee, I mean, you know, as you, the resident, you know, woman, I mean, what do you think? I mean,
the resident
woman, I don't even know.
Please, any parents who are watching this, don't bring your kids to it. It's a stupid movie and you'll make your kids stupid watching it.
And we're acutely aware that it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That is such bullshit. Had I written the review, there's no f***ing way I would have given a 5-star.
Holy
But I don't think that's giving away any spoilers. I mean, feck it.
Dee brought it back. Dee's a likeable one. Brian Smullen knows found out the characters in Facebook Live history. Remember I had TJ Miller in here? Do you remember that?
Okay, so you're in town for... You can have your drink if you want.
Oh, I know. But you also kind of keep your batteries here.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking any water, just beer. And I'm trying to get an Amy Schumer movie. Amy! Give me a call!
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yes, I'm developing a TV series with the Happy Pear twins.
What's it going to be about? What's the cookery show? Or
I'm going to give them Ebola.
It's grand. We'll never get another sponsor for this show again.
I'm really sorry.
Brian Lloyd's going on holiday again with the Happy Pear. So they're off. Where are you going this time?
We're going to Boston and we're going to handstand all around Harvard and we're going to find some quinona lattes.
What's a quinona?
I don't know actually. No, what is quinoa?
Quinoa.
There you go. There's the dad jokes right there. It's not that funny, dude.
We'll go breathe.